Hello friends, welcome back. We are talking about innovations in retailing, and the last session we talked about how it is related to store retailers, non-store retailers, retail organizations and so on. And now I would be elaborating a bit upon all these, but I hope you would have dwelled upon and deliberated upon the lessons which we discussed last time, starting from space to behavioral aspects of shoppers to inventory management and then the wheel story, how it comes to. Now when we talk of the types of retailers, one more thing which gets added to those four factors is competition at large. And when we talk of competition, it is again associated with the wheel perspective of the largely moving goods and the kind of control you may have in terms of your procurement sources, the suppliers, and definitely a relationship between manufacturers and retailers, and that we talked about earlier as well. We emphasized upon that. But when we are talking of competition, it is again a pendulum kind of a situation, if you would imagine. You see, the point is that, for example, there is, if you are somewhere here, so competition might want to be here, we can say C for competition, and other might be having the types of goods they might be providing to the market here. It is a matter of retailers' choice many a times that what kind of products and customers they would like to sell, because fundamentally retailers would like to have larger movement of goods. And it is a very interesting story. If some retailer is moving from this side to this kind of a space where the competition is moving from this space, so they would keep on moving from this kind of a space to that kind of a space in terms of goods and customers if they are catering to. If you become too large like Amazon in terms of online or Walmarts in terms of retail, then you might be accommodating almost everything and everyone. But for example, medical store. Many a times medical store is dependent upon the kinds of doctors they are serving to and they are associated with. The specialities the doctors would have, the kinds of medicines the medical store would have. On the other side, if a medical store is somewhere in general near a large hospital, then the kinds of patients which that hospital is actually supporting, especially in terms of OPDs, outpatients department, and inpatients also, what kinds of departments the hospital has. So that is the important element of as far as movement of. Now if that retail store is moving from that place to somewhere else or catering to two different kinds of hospitals or people through branches, then they might be having a shift over in terms of their inventory goes. This is an important aspect which we have to cater to. If you will, even if you will look at the combination of the sweets being sold by different kinds of retailers or brands like Haldiram and several others, you would realize the kind of sweets they are selling from one outlet might not be there at the different outlet, because the movement of the customer through this outlet is different and movement of the customer in that outlet which is slightly in urban area is something different. And that is how this pendulum kind of a situation also exists. So competition perspective we have to keep in mind as an additional factor. Now store retailers, as we started, are the common retailers who sell, and we are calling them common because they are commonly found. It is not that they are common because they are doing something common, they are doing something which is very special, because they are the touch points and they are the people who analyze the flow of the market, and they are the people who actually give a feedback of the market. They are also the touch points in terms of the market research input goes. So common retailers who sells the product or service through their stores. One of the best known types of store retailers is the departmental stores, which has different kinds of departments within the store. Store retailers are of different types and will have different competitive and pricing strategies of their own, as I talked about competitive perspective. what kind of movement they would retain with as far as terms of customers coming to them goes. Departmental stores, and these are the major types which I am referring to. Departmental stores which provide several product lines. I would not go into the details, it is a common aspect, and you can refer to my subject in product and brand as in product and brand management for detailed analysis of what product and brand lines are. Supermarkets, large, low cost, low margin, high volume, self service store designed to meet total needs for food and household products. When people go, they know what they have to purchase and they collect those things. They are going for weekly shopping or monthly shopping and whatsoever. Specialty stores, narrow product line. Discount stores, standard or specialty merchandise, low price, low margin, high volume stores. Drugstores, prescription pharmacies, health and beauty aids, other personal care, small durable miscellaneous items and so on. And superstores, huge selling space, routinely purchase food and household items plus services, laundry, shoe repair, dry cleaning, check, cashing and so on. This is not a retail marketing or retail management session basically, but what we are trying to wonder here is what is the scope of innovation within these kinds of types of store retailers. That is the most important point. What can be done within a departmental store? How this inventory with the perspective of consumer behavior can be managed, that is one part, that is not so innovative. The innovative part is how to attract the customers, wherein you start building up a new inventory and differentiating yourself vis-a-vis the other retailers go. That is where the innovation comes in. Can that be done through communication about retailer, but then you are low margin or you have n number of goods? Can that be done through with the reference to the size of the retail or floor area which you would be having and people would start talking about you? Can that be done? That is again a very common practice. Can that be done by creating an environment within the store? Yes. Lots of innovation in terms of as far as how customers would move. What can be done in terms of as far as the comfort generation in terms of customers go? What can be done in terms of as far as putting up customers through an experience go? How many elders they visit retail stores? Elders beyond a certain age. Many a times when families are visiting, elders are being put to some restaurant with the kids so that they can have food, and in the meanwhile, this shoppers they go and purchase for as far as the staples go. Why elders do not go to the departmental store? I remember whenever I used to go to a departmental store along with my mother, I had beautiful insights in terms of my purchase which I could not have done otherwise. So, that used to be a very insightful kind of an input from my mother's side, which saved a lot of money on my part, and also I became a loyal customer to that kind of a retail outlet because that gave me satisfaction at the end of the day, though that satisfaction came to me because my mother told me something. But then I realized after few visits, my mother used to complain that it is too long a walk from this gate to that gate when we cross from that side, and I would not like to walk along all this whole of this departmental store. It is a huge floor area. That was for the first time that in trolleys we have put up space for kids to sit. Within departmental stores, we do not have space for elders to just pause, to be comfortable, just relax for a while. Can we, and you see, a large part of the population of this world is elder. India would have a large elder population in due course of time, and that is the point which I am trying to make. If we are looking at that with the perspective of shoppers' perspective, there is a time today when elders should accompany people because they also have all the right to enjoy their visits to departmental stores on one side, and they can be a huge support to the shoppers in terms of the shopping habits go. And on the other side, it would be useful for marketers as well, because up till a stage the behavior of shoppers is highly fluctuative and that hampers inventory management as well. But on the other side, after a few years from now when I am talking to you, India would be largely elder in terms of a huge population chunk goes. Would we be inviting them just for online shopping, or would we try to give them an experience wherein they can go to large departmental stores and they can have a nice happy time for 2-3 hours? Can we create washrooms within the departmental store? Can we create sitting areas there? Can we create juice corners there wherein they sit and have a cup of juice, and then they freshen up and then they move a bit and they spend 2 hours and 3 hours? If you are retaining an elder with kids in a departmental store for 2 to 3 hours, definitely the volume, the sales would increase, and this is what I am talking in terms of innovation. And this is not a loud thinking. I have been analyzing this shopping behavior in terms of elders and youngers for quite a long time vis-a-vis the population shift in Indian landscape. That is the perspective which we are trying to build upon in terms of scope of innovation, and that is where I am trying to put up a position here, that how to look into innovation. And the example just I gave is related to the movement of population and shopping behavior and retaining all parts of the population within the departmental store, and to create a different kind of a shopping experience in terms of retailing goes. And that, believe me, would be changing the complete landscape of as far as the concentricity of retailing goes, and I will be talking about this when I would be coming into my next session with reference to distribution channels and other piece. Then comes in for example supermarkets. We are characterizing supermarkets with reference to large, low cost, low margin, high volume, self-service stores designed to meet total needs for food and household products. Are we trying to put up an experience around what would you do with these kind of goods when you take these back home? Are we putting up some shows around, as far as, let us say, recipe based shows? Definitely they happen, but other things. For example, I am in the book section. Is there anyone to tell me that what kind of books should I be reading? Is there any kind of AI based analysis which supports that this kind of a book is there and someone is there to guide me? After all, we are trying to create an experience here. We want customers to be there for more time. Even in online segment in books, basically, and that is my favorite kind of an analysis. Once you go to any book vendor, Amazon for example, so they keep on creating, the AI keeps on creating an inventory of what kind of books you like because you have been surfing for those books. But how true that kind of an inventory is in terms of my personality goes, that AI somehow is unable to wonder about as of now. Plus there is a brief description about the book which author wants you to think of. Then you go to Google Scholar or some other platform to analyze few pages, that what this book is all about. I am not sure that how well it ends for someone to purchase that book until and unless it is being referred to by someone. I have faced this as a reader as well as an author also. But again, the point is that what this online store can do in terms of retaining the customer on that particular book goes. Can there be a loud thinking in terms of, as far as when you serve the book, author comes in through a video and they are talking about that book? Would it be acquiring lot of space as far as the server goes? Probably it can be having an online association as far as the author goes. After all, it is supporting the sales of Amazon as well. Not only the author sales, it is supporting the sales of the publisher as well. Then can you have an audio clipping associated with that? Can you have all the promotion of the book associated with as far as that store perspective goes, because promotion definitely are carrying your link? Or you are just not bothered about which author is selling how, and you do not want to promote the least sold authors, you just want to promote a cumulative sales at the end of the day. If you are doing that, that is no innovation. And that is precisely the point in terms of as far as the whole situation goes. That is where these supermarkets and specialty stores and these kind of things, they come in. Narrow product lines, discounted stores, drug stores. Sometimes I do not know what kind of medicine should I be taking, it is emergency, it is panic, I have a brand name in my mind, I am feeling feverish, I go to the store or I call the store and ask for paracetamol. But then there are different kinds of symptoms, and is there someone to guide me? Definitely doctor is only responsible for doing that and doctor is authorized to do that, fine. But can I have something getting in touch with a doctor immediately while my purchase, even if sometimes with a price or without a price? Can this kind of an association be done in terms of things go. Over the counter drugs are definitely there, which I can purchase directly without doctor's prescription. Other drugs are I can only purchase with doctor's prescription, but I am not in a situation to reach the doctor at this moment particularly. So, while my purchase has to get instigated, doctor comes into picture, can it be done somehow? A medical practitioner who is authorized to prescribe a medicine to me, and my problem is also solved, which medicine to take in. For example, in many cases in different kinds of fevers, I am not supposed to take antibiotic before the test is being done, and some doctor on the basis of the initial prescription has initial analysis has given me or prescribed me an antibiotic. And when I am going for second opinion, the doctor stops the antibiotic and advises me to hold for a while and then go for a test, and that might cause pain to me. This is a hypothetical kind of a situation, but again the point is that prescription pharmacies and these kind of things, they that kind of a thing can be associated with something. Superstores, huge selling space, routinely purchase food and household items plus services, and we have talked about it a lot, and I have made you imagine in terms of 15,000 hectares and so on. Then comes in non-store retailing. Although the overwhelming bulk of goods and services sold through stores, India is known for its brick and mortar stores. Non-store retailing has been growing much faster than store retailing, especially given e-commerce and m-commerce. Non-store retailing falls into four major categories: direct marketing, which includes telemarketing and online sales as well, direct selling, automatic vending and buying services, and a combination of these as well, more or less. You go to McDonald's today, you have vending machines there, you just put up your order there and you pay through UPI, and order is being processed and your token number is being flashed, and you just go there to pick up the order, if at all. Then drive-ins are definitely there, that is someone is helping you to doing that. Some automatic vending machines are there in almost all the spheres, wherein you choose whatever you wish to, in terms of you can do that through mobile application. Even in as far as several in-store retailing goes, for example, there is a lot of crowd in Haldirams and you go there and you sit on a particular kind of a table and you just scan the QR code and then you start punching in what you want and it charges money, and then you just have to go to the collection counter because you have already paid for those things. These are common levels of achievements which people have done in terms of combining all the things. Direct selling and those kind of things, and combination based sellings were long being tried by Amway, HLL and several other organizations to develop their market at large. And this is how. So, but largely we have seen that non-store retailing has created a combination for itself. People have banked upon one specific element for a long time, but then several combinations have evolved in due course of time. Direct marketing, it has its root in direct mail and catalog marketing and includes the likes of telemarketing, television, direct response marketing, Naptol for example, in online shopping, Amazon and Flipkart. You see, the point here is that these have been innovative, but nowadays you may say that this innovation has become slightly old. Within this, what can be innovated is a major question at this moment. So, within this, when we are talking of, for example, non-store retailing, we are talking of, then definitely there has to be a combination between two types of non-store retailings or innovation within the non-store retailing. As I said, you can go to McDonald's and use the vending machine, order machine. People are ordering a great variety of goods and services from a wider range of websites and so on. Then direct selling is there, and it is also called multi-level selling and network marketing. Here the companies sell door to door or through at home sales and parties and so on. Pioneered by Amway, the multi-level network marketing sales system works by recruiting independent business people who act as distributors. This definitely was a huge innovation in terms of as far as sales go, and it worked a lot and people were very happy earning money through that while becoming consumers as well. So, it created a chain of satisfied customers and it reduced the cost of integrated marketing communication as well, inventory as well, and then Amway became very large. Oriflame was also known for this kind of a thing basically, and there are several. Tupperware definitely is a huge organization which tried its hands. There was a time when Dell directly marketed to the customers, but that was a different form of tele or online sales, not through people to people sales. Now, here Other examples include the like of Avon, Electrolux, Eureka Forbes, and Eureka Forbes did excellently good, and they became huge in terms of creating a brand presence goes. And starting from the story from vacuum cleaners to the one of the most important products they came up with, water purifiers, that wrote history in terms of as far as Eureka Forbes go. Automatic vending offers a variety of merchandise including impulse goods such as soft drinks, coffee, candy, newspapers, magazines and other products such as hosiery, cosmetics, hot food and paper bags and so on. Still in a very different kind of a stage as far as Indian market goes, it is more common on airports and so on. Now it is a very important kind of a thing. How this can be communalized for a common man around different kinds of areas except for airports and railway stations. That is where innovation might come. A very important breakthrough which a company did in terms of hygiene products in rural areas through automatic vending became a case study, and it became large as well, and it created a confidence amongst the customers and the users where females were hesitant to go to shops to purchase their hygiene products. Did excellently good. So, this definitely has a large scope of innovation. Now again comes a lesson. As we talked about in terms of as far as departmental stores through lot of innovation perspective with reference to elderly goes, in terms of automatic vending we can think in terms of as far as how to utilize this innovation with innovation. That is the lesson. How to be innovative for innovation, and I would be talking about this when I would be talking about marketing of innovation. And you see, vending machine itself is a very big business. So, that is in B2B space, and how to utilize that B2B element for B2C is again a very big kind of a challenge which can be thought of in terms of whole of the scenario goes. So, vending machines are found in factories, offices, large retail stores, as I said, airports, gasoline stations, hotels, restaurants and many other places. And they offer 24-hour selling, self-service and merchandise that is stocked to be fresh. How we can expand these, that is one definitely calls for, and what other products can be sold through vending machines, that is again an important kind of a thing as far as the situation goes. Buying service, these are storeless retailer service serving a specific clientele using employees of large organizations who are entitled to buy from a list of retailers that have agreed to give discounts in return for membership. Again, memberships have become a huge kind of a thing, but again how to look into this, that can be, and I would be coming for one or two quick examples to emphasize on all of these elements all together through examples as well at the end of this session. So, retail organizations, although many retail stores are independently owned, an increasing number are part of a corporate retailing organization. These organizations achieve economies of scale, greater purchasing power, wider brand recognition, better trained employees than independent stores can usually gain alone. The major types of corporate retailing are corporate chain stores, voluntary chains, retailers and consumer cooperatives, franchisees and merchandise conglomerates and so on. And in franchising system, we all are aware that individual franchisees are tightly knit group of enterprises who systematically operate through a planned, directed and controlled operations as far as the whole system goes. There is an element of impact of technology in association with as far as the whole scenario goes, which we have observed, but here a slight description would emphasize, and we are using Kotler, Keller, Ang, Tan and Leong in terms of emphasizing this particular point goes. Technology, it has a big impact on every aspect of business that a retailer conducts. Almost all now use technology to produce, forecast, control inventory cost and other form of suppliers, which we have just touched upon. And you see, they are developing fully integrated digital communication as far as retailers go, with well designed websites, emails, search strategies, social media campaigns and so on. There are several elements of innovations in retailing that can happen at any point of value chain as well as the elements of retail. This can include the type of retail themselves, the channels employed as we have talked about, the product assortments, procurement, pricing, store atmosphere, store activities, store experiences, communication, location. These are the key words which we have dwelled upon through and through the last part of our discussion, and this is sort of a summary which comes to us. Here comes a very important example. Uniqlo is a Japanese fashion wear designer, manufacturer and retailer. Uniqlo, they have several stores in India as well. The company along with Isobar Australia jointly launched U-Mood. Very interesting. U-Mood is an in-store activation using neuroscience technology that helps shoppers to decide what to buy on the basis of their neurological response. The customers were fitted with a neuro headset and shown a series of video stimuli. The responses were analyzed and the current mood of the customer was identified, according to which the perfect t-shirt for them was recommended. If somehow your mood is not so happy and still you are getting a good t-shirt, so while going through this exercise you always keep yourself unhappy, and that is the way you will get a good t-shirt which you like, more or less. But that is how they analyze and it worked for them. So, you see, retailers are also using technology to influence customers as they shop. Some supermarkets are employing mobile phone apps or smart shopping carts that helps customers locate items in store, find out about sales and special offers and pay more easily. Kraft Foods spin-off Mondelez uses smart shelf technology by putting sensors on shelves near checkout that can detect the age and sex of consumer, and by virtue of advanced analytics target them with ads and promotions for a likely snack and a candidate on a video screen and so on. Again, a sort of customer retention exercise. Some retailers outfit their aisles with sensors or use video from security cameras or other means to monitor shoppers' movements, if that is legally allowed in that country. Others use infrared goggles or wearable video cameras to record what test customers actually see. One finding was that many shoppers ignored products at eye level. The optimal location was between waist and chest level. Marketing research I talked about. Amazon Just Walk Out and Dash Cart. Now it is interesting, as part of their push for cashierless physical stores, the e-commerce giant Amazon have introduced their smart shopping cart, Amazon Dash Cart. Amazon have been popularizing their Just Walk Out technology where the customers can enter their physical stores, grab whatever they want and walk out. This is achieved when the customer hovers their hand over an Amazon One device. This detects the customer and the purchases they make are recorded on a virtual cart. By introducing the Amazon Dash Cart, the same Just Walk Out technology is shrunk to a smaller size and reduces the need to put the cameras and sensors across the entire store and so on. Again, a thought of strategy with the perspective of how to make it an experience. Perpule, an India-based organization, definitely works in a lot of software technology and development with respect to how to make an in-store experience quick as far as quick shoppers go. That is also a segment which people are looking at. People enter into stores and they just want to get out quickly while purchasing small number of goods, and they do not want to get lined up in as far as the cash registers go. IKEA is a pioneer in innovation, be it through their products as well as how it is provided to the customers. Alongside product innovation, IKEA has given importance in how the products reach the customers. We have been talking about IKEA for a while now. The packaging and do-it-yourself model of fixing furnitures enabled them to stand out from traditional furniture stores. They wrote history in this segment. The company also gave importance to their stores by having curated showrooms with a shoppable warehouse. Add to it the food courts. IKEA have worked in turning furniture shopping to bigger experience as such. Very innovative. IKEA in 2017 introduced their IKEA Place app, an augmented reality application that wherein people confidently experience, experiment and share how good design transforms any space such as home, office, school or studio. Remember, Asian Paints created a place wherein you can go and customize the color for yourself. It gives a better experience for, in IKEA's case, it gives a better experience for the customer by placing the furniture they want on their room or location through the phone without buying it. In addition to digitally placing IKEA products in a room, the app allows people to capture the setting in the app and share as an image or video with friends. They can then purchase the products directly from their local IKEA website. Can this be done? This is augmented reality. Can this be done wherein the image gets created in front of you in your room rather than on your device? That would be wonderful somehow if we can do that, because that would give you a wonderful idea of what kind of furniture you are purchasing. Tupperware introduced a pop-up shop in 2019 named Tuppo Soho in New York. Through the pop-up Tupperware provided hands-on product demonstrations and Instagram-worthy installations while having the ability to shop iconic and innovative Tupperware products. Visitors to the shop can expect to experience award-winning and time-honored classics, new innovative solutions for cooking, prepping and organizing, and interactive food and product demonstrations. You see, a lot of innovations are going on. Tupperware is also a brilliant kind of an example. IKEA has done so much, and all of this is in terms of reducing inventory cost, larger inventory movement, customer retention with respect to space, customer behavior and inventory management perspective. But remember one lesson which is very important: retailing. Before I go ahead with the next session, wherein I would be talking about the concentricity of distribution channel systems with reference to other P's of marketing, remember one thing, that innovation in retailing has a scope within the types of, as far as retailers go, and within those retailers or retail practices as well. Keep thinking about it. Keep thinking about rationalizing the space. Keep thinking about moving the inventory fast. Keep thinking about having customers all the time in retail stores, if that is the objective. I will be joining back with lots of insights in my next session. Till then, goodbye.